to time, talent comes along that has no equal. Talent truly on loan from you-know-who. Talent that makes you grateful you're alive. Of course, this is not one of those times.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Oh, hello. You caught us doing a show. I'm Bob Doyle. Perhaps you've heard of me. Yeah, Rob Scott over there. And again, sometimes sometimes it tells you where we are and our names. You have a visual aid. But this time, that's right. He just jumped right in. As a good Bob Doyle show and The Lounge Show viewer should. I can't remember. It's been too long since I pushed these buttons. I'm going, now which one do I do to make the comments come up?
Oh, you don't know how? Well, I've got mine.
Oh, it's the one that says comments. There you go. All right.
Look at that. The chat is ready to display messages.
That's right. I'm so glad Chad is here to display the messages and so see anyway, that reset.
This is The Lounge Show, right?
Yeah.
I mean, where is Bob is in Vegas, as you can read, so it's 6 o'clock there.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Eastern, ladies and gentlemen.
And Atlanta time.
Boy, those sound effects are really loud today.
They're not loud on my end, but I listened to a little of the show last week on replay, and you just sound better. Do you do that on purpose? Do you set all the wires? Do you monkey with the wires? So
yes, I have a filter that says Bob the Great, Rob the Suck, and it just makes me sound and look amazing, and you look like something out of 1990 and sound like somebody dropped the record and tried to glue it back together.
Wow. Okay. Good,
no,
good
it's just because I am the source, as it were. I am the source of the broadcast, so they're hearing your compressed Zoom audio. So yes, and unfortunately, that is until we come up with some other way to connect our audio. Are you familiar with Connect Source or Source Connect? Because of your work, I thought in your work in broadcasting. Now that I'm doing all this voiceover stuff, I'm getting into that world. That is it's the ISDN of today. So,
okay.
So voiceover people have this a Source Connect account, and then you have a Source Connect ID when you tell the director, and then you guys connect that way, and it's just like ISDN, except I think much, much cheaper.
I would imagine it's cheaper. Now, let me ask you this, though. So if we had that, if we decided to use that, then we would use the video from this program and the audio from another, and how do they sync?
That's my question. That is the question there. And you can make adjustments for that kind of synchronization and timing and stuff, and maybe one day we try that. I think it would be kind of interesting because, we're both audio people, and it makes me crazy that yours doesn't.
The audience is growing. The groundswell of appreciation for the lounge is
right. We owe it to the throngs.
We do. Throngs. We do. Air on a G-string is a Bach tune. I don't know how that managed. How did he get through that?
I always heard it was air on the side of a G-string. It's just air.
Now hit the laugh button. Hit the laugh button. That's a bit for sure. That's a.
Careful. Careful.
So, how was your week, Bob Doyle? What the hell? What were you doing? You were about to have a vodka and you put it down. Why?
I don't have vodkas. It's because I felt that I was about to talk. I'm enjoying another Zevia. The flavor of tonight is ginger root beer. I really enjoy it. It's crisp. It's refreshing. It's calorie free, and it has no sugar for you and me. I'm Bob Doyle.
Check.
I got one.
Oh no, you're gonna send it to Forrest, aren't you?
Yeah. Every now and then you like to go back down when Rachel says
check.
Just like that. That's unbelievable. I've always got a kick.
Unbelievable.
No, I don't know. You know me. I'm always while I was watching the replay, by the way, too, not all of it, just bits and pieces. When I noticed that your sound is good and mine sucks, is that I'm always looking over here. I'm not looking at. You're a trained camera guy, so you know to be looking in the lens all the time. I'm always looking over at my other monitor to see what I want to play next.
Well,
I don't have eye contact.
It's actually interesting you should say that, and I know that people love behind-the-scenes talk, especially Sammy, who just walked in the door, ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Oswald. Not related to Ozzy.
We went to the ball game today. Her and Ben, her and her husband, they went to. There you go. Jason knows of your Zinnia.
He says he's been drinking Zevia. He also has been drinking Zevia.
Okay. Was that one of the first carbonated alcohol things? What was that stuff called?
Zima.
Zima.
No, this is Zevia. And Zima was that stuff that.
It was one of the first ones. One of the first, kind of wine coolery.
It was like, hey, here's something totally different and crisp and refreshing, and we totally drank that Kool-Aid for a while.
It's soda pop. Yeah, it's soda pop, except there's booze. So yay! And then a lot of people I knew would use it as a mixer for vodka. Now you got a good choo-choo train there because you've got 5% booze in your mixer, and then 40% booze in the vodka, and you could get on that train in a hurry.
Man, I still to this day, and people may or may not, I haven't had a drink since 2016. However, the lounge back in the day when when we were both drinking, and I know I've said this before, but as we talk about these types of drinks and mixing those or whatever, but I'm not promoting much, but vodka and Red Bull was the drink for the lounge show because it just got that.
Well, if you're up, you're down, it was the Elvis drink, I mean, you take certain stuff to go up, you take other things to go down, and we put them all in the same glass.
And I can taste it to this day. Yeah. A very specific flavor, but yeah, that was. Oh, we were crazy. But whatever. It got us where we are today, ladies and gentlemen.
Tammy's back. I think I said they went to the ball game and we had to make it back for the show. Now, that is a P1 right there.
Yes, that's true.
That's a core consumer of the show. But they went to the Braves game. It was a nice day today. I don't know what the weather was in Vegas. How was
hot o'clock? Yeah, it was hot. But we actually went out in the pool today. And rode the unicorns. That's what we call it because that's what we were doing. Because we've got those ridiculous, those large unicorn rafts, and you can get on and off of them without getting wet. They're that big, and so we just did some floating, got some sun. I took the 360 camera out there and I tested its waterproof ability, and put it under the water, and it works. So that's really super cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just we had a fun outdoor day, but yeah, we're back. We're in the 100 range. Today was a little cooler, around 94 degrees, but we're probably back up.
But it's what, like 2% humidity? It's just that dry heat.
Yeah, but the sun is hot. I mean, if you're just out in it or laying on a unicorn, and who isn't these days?
And who doesn't lay on unicorns?
It's just like, and we had a nice wind, which was awesome too. Oh, we need to check in on.
Oh, speaking of, look at that.
Hold on. That's the page before
that's wrong.
Yeah, I forgot. I had this set, and then I had to restart the program, and I never reset the thing. But
so you broke something?
I broke everything. I broke hearts.
You take drugs, Danny? Good.
Hey, wait. Where's the picture?
It should be right there, which is white. Why don't you hit? Can you hit an F5?
I'm reloading page. Yes. I'm reloading. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I gotta take her full screen.
Yeah, bottom right hand.
There we go.
Perfect.
I'm not gonna play the sound effects because.
And you are looking at little jet ski there moving by. You are looking at the official first day of summer. It's Memorial Day weekend. What?
That jet ski seems to be going pretty fast.
Yeah, he's moving along. Is this
you guys
live?
See that at home? Yeah, this is live.
Okay, so that's 8:00 Lake Geneva time, and I'm sure he's had a couple of adult beverages, and he went back out for an evening jet ski little hoo-ha, and he was moving along.
Yeah. So you were saying.
Now, if you and I were there with Oak and everything, we would just be getting ready to go out in the boat. About 8:00, we would have had dinner somewhere, and then we're going to go back down to Lake Geneva, and hit the bars down there.
Tracy would laugh at you if she heard you say that because 8:00. I'm not starting anything. What do you mean? We're not starting a plan at 8.
What are we in New York?
That is. Just, what am I, a movie star going to a gala?
What are you, nuts? What are you, goofy? No, I'm already
half asleep here, yeah.
putting my support hose on. I'm getting ready to watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune and go to bed.
I can't be bothered with television. Bed. Just go right to bed.
I can't be bothered.
Now I have to skip back because we had a perfect segue, but now we've moved so far past it.
Well, you brought up the pick for Lake Geneva, and then I said we'll go to the bars at 8.
Oh yeah, no, way back before that. I allowed the thing to happen. But we were talking. You were mentioning how when you look back at the video, how you sometimes are looking like this and like this, and because normally I can position the camera so that the big monitor across the screen. I can put your face like right around there, so I can kind of look at you, so it's not that disconnect. But I had to do let's say a 2-foot move to the right of everything today because I have a project going. Can I show you?
Sure, I'm sure you're excited to share it with the whole class.
Yeah, if you got pissed off and said, "No, Bob, I don't want to see your stupid project," and like I couldn't. Yeah, I would have. All right, and let's something like this. All right, can you see what that might be?
You got a green screen thing, and you've got some PVC pipe there, which also can hook up to a sump pump.
That's right. I'm putting a sump pump in the studio next to me here.
And that's your basic PVC there, man. That's your basic PVC. And
hold on, let me give you a bigger context. So that's where I'm sitting right now. I mean, that green screen's been up there. That's that's my area. But now what I'm building there from the PVC pipe, and you know how handy I am. So
honestly, boys and girls at home who want to be put in a hopper for the Lounge Around the House game, beautifully adorned in burnt orange corduroy, Bob is not a very handy guy.
No. So you can imagine how thrilled I was to have done this.
This is good.
So what this is it will be a vocal booth, a voice booth.
Oh, we're going to do some deadening of this. Deadening?
I have to kill the reflections because I just can't move forward with this, with the reflections in this room. With Fiverr, it's fine, but in the real VO world, it's not. Everybody hears it, and they don't accept anything I send. So I have to do it. So, okay. But buying one of those other booths, it was like 10 grand, but it also is a ton. It's like 600, 700 pounds to take up here.
And I've put those together. They come from like Europe, and they come just like IKEA. You would hate it if you spent 10 grand and that showed up like an IKEA home improvement center or whatever. Home improvement.
Right. And I don't need, all I need, thank you.
Yeah.
All I need, Jack, is what Jack Wagner to come in here and take over.
Oh, there's one. I haven't heard that in a while.
All I need is to deaden that sound.
Right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
All right.
Go ahead.
Because it's not that noisy around here, so I don't have to worry about soundproofing and keeping all the sound out. It's just when I talk, it just can't bounce off these walls and do its thing. So what's missing, obviously, is the acoustic blankets. That
I was gonna ask if you're going to hang some sort of fabric.
Yes, they hang all around it, basically. And
like a closet.
Yes. Yeah, and so like that open space next to the thing, that's where I'll walk in and open up. And so I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put the mic, and I'll probably put a laptop in there or whatever so I can see. And I have no idea how hot it's going to be in there, especially during the summer with no real ventilation, because those real booths, they have that. But for the purposes of what it is, I'm pretty happy with it. And I just got this off of YouTube. And there was a link to free blueprints, which took some digging to find, because the video was 4 years old, and you go to follow the link and you end up with some opt-in for how to make money as a musician. So had to do some research, but found it. So went to Home Depot, and they wouldn't cut the PVC pipe, and it wouldn't fit in the car at 10 feet per pole. So I also bought the PVC cutters, which I'd never used before. I don't know if you've probably done PVC pipe stuff before, but I have not.
I have, but I just usually use a hacksaw.
Yeah, so this thing, very satisfying. It's like a little rivet type of blade that, and it just
interesting for tools. I was out digging in the yard the other day, and I got a brand new shovel. I got to tell you, very satisfying.
Look, we've told you, we watch those oddly satisfying videos, and it is that, because you're watching it just sort of melt through this PVC, and it's not hard to do, but we had a lot of cuts to make. So, and they just wouldn't do it. So we sat right out there, not outside, but in the main where you come in the door where people are getting their carts, and I had my cut sheet with me, and we just sat there and cut them in the Home Depot, and then loaded them up manually into our car, brought them home.
What a great family outing, Hey, kids, we're going over to Home Depot to cut up some PVC, and they just all scream yay, and then they go, can we get ice cream afterward? It's one of those type of family outings.
Yeah, except it was just me and Tracy, so we didn't do anything.
Well, you guys are kind of family, You guys are
No, I know, but we we didn't go do ice cream is what I'm getting at, Rob, okay? We didn't do ice cream. What did we do before that? What did we do? What were we doing? Oh, I went to this physical therapy thing because I've got this ridiculous amount of these knots in my shoulder and neck, which have been building for several years. It's just like, a lot of it's posture related, I'm learning, but just massive knots. And it was just getting so painful. And like all the time, chronic pain. And it was really beginning to affect just everyday stuff. So Tracy, because of her back issue, she had found this place that did acupuncture type of treatment in addition to some other things. And she was raving about it. And she said, you got to go. So I went and did the whole, she's got video of the needles going in. And apparently they're a lot longer than you think they are. They go in a lot deeper because they get into the muscle where it's knotted to tell the body, oh, there's something here, send blood here to help it repair and relax and all this other stuff. That's the science of it. But when he got into a knot and he's tapping it in to get it in, oh, that's stubborn and I'm feeling it. It's like getting a shot of Novocaine because when you feel the pain of the needle, but it's also, not, you know what I mean? I'm
just following along, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Okay.
So did it work? Let's get to the last page. Did it work? Do you feel better?
It was, yeah, but here's the thing. The tricky part was I actually had started to feel some relief a couple of days before that because I got this inflatable neck traction thing. We have the inversion table, so I've been doing some of that. But I also think a lot of it's inflammation, which based on what you eat, and there's just a lot at play here. But anyway, that was all that to say. So on the way back from that, we went to Home Depot and did that project.
And cut up some PVC.
Cut up in PVC, and then I put it together like a puzzle.
So here, I got something for you that I thought you might get a kick out of, which is, let's see if I can make this a little bit. Oh, no, can't make it bigger because then you can't see it. See?
Well, hold on, there. There
we go. I just think that's funny.
To a musician, it's funny.
Right,
if you're not a musician, one would not know what that is.
Well, they can read "Babe, I Swear I've Changed."
Yeah. But then why would they know that that's not a change, though, if they're not a musician?
Well, that's the bit, boys and girls. The bit is that those are the same notes.
Yes, you see the C sharp notated with the hashtag.
pound sign, O with a line through it, like Seinfeld would say. And there's a taxi cab driver, and he's got his name, and there's an O with a line through it. I think it's
the symbol for boron.
Yeah, exactly. So remember, not too long ago, I told you that I got a ticket. I got a ticket for rolling a stop sign.
Yes.
So they sent me the other day. I just saved this because I thought Bob would get a kick out of this on the lounge show. So they sent me, the Municipal Court of Marietta, State of Georgia. It came in the mail. It's an official thing. There's a map on the back, show you where you should go if you're going to go to court.
Frame it.
So it comes the same day. I get a letter in the mail from Samuel Nash II. And Sam Nash II, Bob, you guessed it, he's an attorney at law. I have obtained information from public records. You may need an attorney based upon an issuance of a traffic citation.
Yeah, So you've only gotten one, or have you gotten several?
No, just the one here. But I give Sam some props, man. This costs money. This is postage. You got to print this up. You got to send it to every Tom, Dick, and Harold who. I mean, it's a stop sign violation. He doesn't even care. He didn't look to see what's what. Did I get this for what? Is this a DUI or is it just rolling a stop sign? He's shotgunning every single citation. Gotta be shotgunning every single citation. And here's the fun part. The beginning, let's see. And it says on here, oh no, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. Starting, Bob, at only $199, he will represent me. Starting at $200. because he says if you're a truck driver, this could, really F up your world and, points. It's all about the points. Obviously, if he wants $200 just to stand up on my behalf in court. So it's not about the money. So the fine for my stop sign fine, I think, is $100. And Sam Nash here, the second, will represent me in court for a mere, starting at $200 and maybe save me some points on my license.
Okay, so do you care about your points?
No, I haven't had a ticket, a moving violation in 25 years.
Right. Just give me the points. Hooray, points.
Yeah, whatever. A couple of points. It shows I'm still alive. I'm still driving. That's a good thing. Now speaking of paying things, though, I also told you last week, I think, that the insurance adjuster came out and I'm getting a new roof for the deductible on my homeowner's policy. And
wow, ladies and gentlemen, I know you are all wondering about this.
No one.
The Reddit was The Reddit was going crazy with comments, and so I know that although that sound effect of applause sort of represented a small group, that there were many hundreds, perhaps thousands, who are thrilled to hear this news. So again, from all of us to all of you, why am I constantly being interrupted? I'm trying to give you props. I'm trying to congratulate you for your achievement in the field of excellence.
What's an achievement? It's just I got lucky. You pay it money. I didn't even know who. I had to look up who's carrying my. That's a Dave Letterman thing. You should flip those.
I need a pencil. Yeah. I should totally do that.
Yeah, you should.
Why am I not doing the Letterman thing?
Right, because you got a nice background, just like Letterman. He had New York. You got
and
Vegas
I've got
there,
a freaking sound effects box. Basically, I could just cue them up so they just scroll randomly, and I just do that. What is my problem? Thank you, Rob.
Well, you're welcome. That's what I do here. I just come up with. Now I forgot where I was. Obviously, wasn't that important. It must have not been that important. But I did get to talk to Mahoney this week. I just thought I'd share that with you too. 2 45-minute conversations in a row. And we were just gabbing, just a couple old guys gabbing. And here was the catalyst. I'm sitting on my couch, I think Wednesday night. I'm watching TV. It's getting late. I'm getting ready to go to bed. And I get a text from Mahoney that says, I love that it started with, comma, I'm giving it the inflection because it was a text.
Sure.
But, you called a lot more when you drank. That was it. That was the text. And I chewed on that all night and most of the next day. And then I called him back, and we had a long time. And he goes, I knew it would get you to, I didn't think he wasn't being nasty. I just loved it. He goes, I knew it. I knew you'd think, you called a lot more when you drank. And I thought about that quite a bit over that day or so. And I thought, that's true. First of all, I find that I don't need to call people at 2 a.m. drunk, like I did when I was drinking. But the other thing I got to thinking about was I wonder if now I'm just sober enough to realize what I have to say really isn't that important, that nobody really gives a crap. That's maybe why I don't call as often. I really don't have that much. Went to work, went home, cooked dinner. I mean, not a lot to share.
I'm with you. That's how I feel when I go to a party. It's like, what am I going to talk about? And Tracy's like, what?
By the way, speaking of Tracy, you sent a picture of the spread.
Sorry about that. That was not supposed to go out. That was. No, I'm just kidding, folks. I'm kidding. That was just an opportunity for a little bit of a bit.
It was just a bunch of. There was just Bob said every time that that you entertain at the house, yada yada.
Oh yes.
That Tracy full tilt, and you just sent me an example picture of the
tilt.
It was very impressive that all that was there.
But see, that was just
basic. That wasn't even a big lots going on kind of thing.
Well,
right?
The distinction was that was for a bunch of kids. Right?
Yeah.
If it was for a bunch of adults, it would have looked a lot nicer, right? The choices of bowlery.
Well, I thought that. But that looked good. That looked so that I know that was just a hodgepodge throw together quickly, and it was very impressive. And I'm thinking, my goodness, what does this woman do when she really goes full bore? When she just puts, throttle down, let's get her done. That must be because there must have been 15, literally, boys and girls, 15 possibly small bowls of different sort of snacks, little finger food, peanuts and crackers and whatever. chips and I don't know what all.
I don't know what all. Right.
Yes, they drove posters in it. And I was very impressed. I'm just giving Tracy lounge props here. Props.
For a while there, it was every week, every Wednesday we would have people over. When we first moved in, we were doing open houses every Wednesday, and that meant like Costco trips every Tuesday evening or Wednesday during the day, and then coming home and then cooking and doing all that every week. And it suddenly became like, well, what happened was people would either say they were going to come and then not come. So we way over prepared. It was mostly about all the food we had left over. It was ridiculous. That's all I'd be eating the entire weekend.
She says here that she loves entertaining. But I love how Tracy always comes up as Facebook user.
Yes, and yet we know who she is. That's so weird. I don't know why. I wonder why she's Facebook user.
She's incognito. I love it. She doesn't want to seem like it's nepotism. I just love that it's,
I'm pretty sure she'd prefer her name be up there. I mean, her whole family's in here. Her whole family. This is truly like this family. We got Tracy's family, we've got your family, and
this is a family affair with Jody.
My family could give a damn. What?
Oh, that's. And Mr. Sly sometimes consumes, and Mark and Kevin a couple of weeks ago. We're going to get together next Saturday. I should at least try to record something and play it on the show because we're going to perform this summer sometime at our old church. And so we're going to work up some new material. And last time I told you we did that on a Saturday, you scolded me and said, how come you didn't have anything? Or we could have, you guys could have. Yeah, so we'll try to remember to record something and we can play it. Maybe something for Bob and Tracy that you can play next time she puts out 14 bowls of peanuts, that you can have that like playing in the background, or maybe a ringtone. You could use it as a ringtone. We could sing you guys.
I don't think that would be a good idea at all.
I have a ringtone. Did I ever? Of course, I probably played it for you. It's so old, but I had Chip Carey, who called play-by-play for the Cubs 100 years ago, and when he was in Atlanta, and he did one. I played that. I'm not going to find it, so don't worry. I'm not.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well, I don't know where it would be.
Oh,
come
on.
Come on. Let's see. All right. Hold on. Let's see. I think I know this.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
We're waiting on Rob here, ladies and gentlemen.
Things to eat.
I'm ready.
The popcorn can't be beat.
All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
That was really good that you did that. Okay, you ready? It's the Chip Carey.
Hold on. Let the applause die down.
In the days when answering machines were still a thing, instead of you put a voicemail on your phone.
Hello again, everybody. This is Chip Carey. The Scots aren't home. Ball 2 outside. Well, the wind's blowing out today at Wrigley Field. I wonder if Aramis Ramirez is going to hit a home run. Anyway, the Scots will call you back as soon as the Cub game's over. So long, everybody.
Oh, God. Answering machine messages. Clever answering machine messages.
And I was pretty proud of the production because he just talked in a mic. I had to put the stadium there, and the ball goes in, hits the catcher's mitt. He goes, ball 2 outside. And there's the organ and all the stuff I did. I thought it turned out quite nicely. And I never used it. It never made it to an answering machine. It only is in my files. It never saw the light of day.
To me, it just reminds, because I remember when I had an answering machine, and it was the 2 cassettes, the receive,
right,
or the outgoing message, and then the one that recorded it. And to me, that was like the most magic of magic. Like, I was fascinated with that technology. Like, could not get enough of it. Like, there was this special magnetic piece on the loop that told the thing to stop and start. I was like, oh, this is the best thing. And my dad, being, pardon?
Like a cart. That's what they call that hot tape, I believe.
Yes. And so I had no idea. But when I first got mine, my dad did this whole produced, like had the theme to Hooray for Hollywood, and he just really produced it up. And that was just the fun. I was like, oh, that's the coolest. So funny answering machine messages. And now it's like, I hope no one's doing them. Are people still doing them? It's been so long, it might be funny again.
I would like to do one, and I don't know how I can send it into the phone. Like
you literally just have to hold it up to the speaker. Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Or whatever.
I remember I remember that Mahoney had one, and I stole his. He answers Tim's phone, and then he goes blah blah blah. So 100 years ago, I did Rob's phone, and it's still there. I haven't even listened to it in years. Like 3 phones ago, it just transfers over. And my buddy Brett at work, now I'll just be walking down the aisle or so in the hallway at work, and he'll just go Rob's phone, because apparently I have that Midwest sound.
Yeah,
Rob's
and
phone.
I know I did the shtick about hello. Just kidding. I know I did that, thinking that was hilarious. I'm sure I did a Star Wars themed something or other. Anyway.
Oh, by the way, before we go, the Band of Two, just so you don't think that I don't look at the promos that you put out there in the ether world, that's what you referred to tonight's. Our promo for tonight's lounge show was the Band of Two.
Right, but did you see the title?
No, I did not.
Okay.
What was the title?
I don't even remember. It's always the lounge show with and then 2 random names, and I'm pretty sure Glub was one of them.
And with those words, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle brought the lounge show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.